Good morning, students. It's Mrs. Moss, and today we are going to do the Lesson 24 homework page. So this is page 199. I again folded mine because we're only going to do up to problem H. If you want to do these other 4 problems, they will be bonus. Okay, so put your name and date. This is exactly the same standard we worked on the other day, where we are dividing decimal dividends by multiples of 10. So just to remind you, this was the page that we did the other day, and we're doing the same concept. So you're seeing what division fact can you do easily in your head, and then where does the decimal need to go? And if you have an extra 0 or 2 zeros, which way do you need to move the decimal point? Okay, so let's do, well, first we'll just look at A. So for A, they had 1 8/10 divided by 6. So they knew that 18 divided by 6 is 3. So you know your answer is going to be 3 in some form, but we have a decimal here. So if the decimal is usually on this side of the 3, like $3, then we need to move it 1 space to the left because we're dividing. When you divide, you move the decimal left because it's getting smaller. And that's how they got 3/10. So if we rewrite this, it would be 3/10 instead of 3. And that's our final quotient. If you're unsure, remember, you could use long division to check. I'll do it up here. Okay, 3 can't go into 1, that's a 0. Move my decimal straight up. 3 goes into 18 6 times. Did I just do this math wrong? Where did I go wrong? Oh yes, I did. I put the 3 instead of the 6. That was the teacher making a silly mistake. So the 6 should go here. So 6 goes into 18 3 times. There we go. Now our quotients will match. And that is how they got 3/10. Notice, same answer. Okay, notice A and B are exactly the same problems, except you have 60 instead of 6. So we have 1 more 0. So here is our answer from the first problem. And now all they had to do was divide it by 10 again, because we have that extra 0. If we're dividing by 10, which way will we move the decimal? Are we going to move it left to get smaller or right to get bigger? Okay, the answer is left to get smaller. So we take our previous answer, move it 1 space to the left, and that's our final answer. 3/100. And we agree with the book. Okay, let's do C and D together, and then you'll do the rest by yourself. If you already understand how to do this, you can go ahead and work ahead of me. All right, here we go. 24 divided by 8. I know that's 3, but there's a decimal. So that means technically the decimal goes over there when we have a 3, like $3, but we need to move it 1 space to the left because we are dividing and the number is going to get smaller. So I put to the left, number is getting smaller. Okay, now I rewrite my final answer. It's going to look like this. I'm going to put a 0 in front of it, so my final answer is 3/10. Okay, now D, exact same problem, but I have another 10, and I'm still dividing. That means the number is getting even smaller, so I have to move it another 10 to the left. It's getting smaller. So I'll write my answer from before, my quotient, and I'm going to move it 1 more space to the left. Okay, so now my final quotient looks like this. And I'm going to put in my decimal and another 0. This one equals 3/10, and this one equals 3/100. Okay, now you do E, F, G, and H all by yourself. You can do this. Go ahead.